Hey everyone, I'm Nimu. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are going to be going over step by step how I personally make my Sims and how I like to structure my cast gameplay. I hope that this video could offer you some inspiration for making your own Sims. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Number one is so important. It is to have a cute base sim. If you don't know where to get cute base sims from, you can either go in the gallery and search by most popular search base sim and you will find some gorgeous sims there, or you can just randomize the maxis generator a couple of times until you get a sim that you're okay with. Once you have a cute base sim, make sure you strip them bare. I don't want a name, I don't want traits, I don't want hair, clothes, makeup, skin details, nothing. Nada. Completely bare, completely plain. Step 2 is to modify the base sim just a tad. So maybe change the nose preset, change the eye preset, change mouth, ears preset, modify the head shape, modify the body shape, mess with the adjusters for weight and strength. Just screw with the base sim just for a bit. Step 3 is hair. In my opinion, this is one of the most important steps, because if you don't know what hair theory is, I'll briefly explain it to you. If your sim has got a messy bun or a messy braid or hasn't even done anything to their hair and it just seems like a general mess that wasn't worked on, your sim is going to be perceived as a messy, maybe unorganized, maybe goofy, funny kind of sim. However, if your sim has got a slicked back hair that's straightened, you might expect your sim to be a bit more clean, organized, strict, straightforward, less of a goofball and more of a working in a corporate job kind of person. Or if your sim has got 2 pigtails, for example, you might expect your sim to be a bit childish. Just things like that. And while no other sims can't perceive your sim because they don't have a conscious, you can when you're making their personality. In order to have some idea and some general just like movement in where you want to take your sim, it's important to have their hair so that you can have a general idea of more or less what their personality is going to look like. Step 4 is then their personality. Once you have a hair idea, you can move on to personality and what their aspiration is going to be. For example, in this case with Naomi Bia, she ended up having 2 pigtails, but the pigtails are tied into some form of a bun and she has a fringe. I ended up taking her down the route of I wanted her to be a journalist. Now, depending again on what your hair is, it will give you an idea of, or not less of an idea, more of a prompt of what you can lead their personality towards. And it's not just one straightforward path, there's multiple different options. In my case, Naomi, because I used the idea of her having 2 buttons to be that she is a bit childish, she's a bit non-committal, and she's a journalist. She enjoys writing. Step 5 is their first everyday outfit. Only their first, nothing else. Their first everyday outfit, in my experience, takes a lot longer to do than all of the other outfits, because you have to pause and think a lot and try on a billion different clothing items to figure out what your sim's personal style is going to be. Remembering that it is important to not dress your sim in what you think looks good on them, it's important to dress your sim in what you think they would want to wear. Now that you've made their personality, given them a story, all of that jazz, you can put yourself in the perspective of your sim and think about what your sim would want to wear. So for example, in this case, Naomi Bia is a journalist. In my head, journalists always wear hats and glasses. So I decided that for all of her outfits, her blue-ish, turquoise-ish hat is going to be almost a sort of a staple, and she's going to wear them more or less in every single outfit or every other outfit. Next, once you have finished their first outfit and their personality, you have to go in with their likes and dislikes and turn-ons and turn-offs if you have love struck. Because now that you have done their outfit, you know what kind of style that they will like. So when you're looking at likes and dislikes, you can select what kind of clothing style, what preferences they have, and what color clothing preferences they have, and just kind of finishing off their personality. Step 7 is now the rest of it. Make all of your Sims' other outfits and basing it, again, based on what your Sim would want to wear and what their style of clothing is. Essentially what you did with the first outfit is kind of selected what kind of clothing they like, so what kind of colors and what kind of style, if it's more country or if it's more party or if it's more formal, regal, suits, dresses, all of that stuff. Step 8 is kind of just finishing off your Sim, so adding skin details, maybe adding nails, adding makeup, maybe if you have CC you can add some skin overlays, maybe you forgot to add an outfit to a category and you want to add another one, or maybe you want to modify something in their likes and dislikes. Just finish touches. Now the last step is giving your Sim a name and a backstory. Now if you were paying attention to the video, you will notice that my Sim already has her name. In fact, she had her name within the first couple seconds of the video. And that's because you'll notice that your brain, after you've been doing all of these steps for a while, your brain will stop following the steps and you will stop having to consciously think about what you have to do next, and your brain will just know what it has to do, because you'll just straight up know how to make Sims. However, when this happens, you sometimes mix up these steps, which is what happened to me, which is why I put the name first. But the name also isn't one of the most important things, so it doesn't really matter when you name your Sim. Regarding the backstory, if you aren't naturally good at making backstories, which is fine, I wasn't either, I will make a video about how I make my backstories and backstory ideas for your Sim. Basically storyline starters, storyline ideas. These are probably, I think the backstory is probably one of the most important parts of your Sim, so it's quite important to have a good one because it will ensure that you have fun gameplay. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know if you'd be interested in seeing a tips and tricks video similar to this video, optimizing each and every part of making your Sim. I'd be very interested in making that video. So if you did enjoy, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.